Top left side, look at that. A fellow Alpha Xer in the red. It is the Protoss player. It is Zoun. See how today's matches are going to go for him. Bottom right side is a quite terrifying opponent, however. The blue Terran player from Dragon Phoenix Gamers. It is Cure. It's always nice when you try to sell, you know, how terrifying someone is, and then you have this on the screen. What's this, Mr. Zoun? What are we up to over here? A quick pylon being placed in the third, well, potential fourth base location for Cure. Yeah. It is common. I believe whenever we do tournaments that are in combination with the ESL, we do have to use a delay as well. But sometimes we manage to get like well, how do you call this? A stream going ahead of time. And then the casters watch that. So the casters are still live, but they're watching a delayed stream already. Stuff like that. There's a lot to it. Okay. That's a gateway right there. Max Pack's no longer in this game, but his spirit might still linger. Salad coming back to try and deal with that SCV. As the Reaper, his intuition tells him correctly. Alright, now he knows. How quickly are we going to get a bunker up? That's a good question. Starts it off right off the bat after scouting that gateway right there. Zella and Stalker are pretty close, however. This could still be troublesome. It's going to come down to the control of the Protoss units here. Zealot stuck on the SCV, struggling a little bit. Deciding to go for the SCVs, however, as the bunker is going to finish up here. Some nice control out of Cure. Keeps himself in a good spot. Only losing 2 SCVs. I think that's manageable. I think that is very manageable for the investment out of Zoun. You know, it's not just having the gateway and the pylon here. It's making these gateway units as well. Quite a bit of delay in your own Nexus. Gonna try to catch that Reaper now. It's got a lot of units to do it with, so should be able to manage that. Adept coming in from above. Nowhere to run to, nowhere to hide. Ah, didn't even see the Adept. That would have been nice. If this was a movie, that would have happened, right? It's like, I knew about your plans all along. The reveal of the Adept there on a hill. Maybe it would have been like, you know, getting shot down and then the camera pans over and reveals to the audience, like, oh, you thought he was getting away and barely didn't, but then it would have been futile regardless. Anyway, onto the actual StarCraft here. What we got? 2 tag labs out of Cure, going for, I imagine it's going to be a Raven. We have been seeing that a lot. Could still be Banshee, however. Cure. Okay, will be a Raven. Third base out of Zoun is about to finish up here. And he is started building himself a robotics facility with Blink coming up. Both of the players now on 36 workers. Definitely an advantage here for Cure. Maybe that third base could be the difference maker there once again for Zoun. He's got to be careful though. Probably there will be quite the intense collaboration of Terran units running down the chimney of his natural base. There's the robotics bay. Well on the way towards either Disruptors or Colossus. Now the 3 racks completed. We'll be adding some more reactors. Alright, yep. Might be a little bit still for Cure to get anything moving across the map, but it will be quite a scary push. That is going to be certain. A lot of Marauders will have himself the Siege Tank and the Raven there to shut down any long-ranged robotics units, such as a Colossus. Zoun, he does however have Blink. He's got himself a couple of Stalkers here across the map. He's being a bit cautious with them and probably is rightfully doing so. Loses the Observer. That's a good indicator for him to be wary about his Stalkers and most likely won't lose any unnecessary. And really doesn't. Kills off the Cyclone to begin with. That's very nice. Might be an opportunity for a Raven next. Be careful though. Don't want to lose these Stalkers, but he's doing a really good job kind of controlling the movement of Cure right now. Ooh. Taking a bit more damage than I would have liked to see there. Secure a 3rd base in the back as well. Starting things off there. Took out the pylon, but kept the gateway alive. Might mean he is planning to move out. If you're planning to stay there, right, there's not that much reason for you not to have, like, at least 1 or 2 Marines just shooting it down over time. But if you're planning to move out, that's when you're like, well, you know what, I want all these units as quickly as possible on the move. Ready to engage the opponent on a moment's notice across the map. They can't do that if they're shooting a gateway here. So, here we go. Oh boy, that's a pretty decent interference matrix. The siege tank's not yet sieging up. They are waiting for the perfect opportunity as the Protoss army tries to turn around. Quite close to the shield battery now. Giving him a bit of confidence. There is still 3 Widow Mines lurking, as well as the 2 siege tanks shooting from a distance. War Prism, ooh, the War Prism gets taken out here. Zoun attempts to break the line, takes out the siege equipment for the time being. 2 more Widow Mines about to bury into the ground here. There's still so many of those Marauders alive. Quite a terrifying sight indeed. Okay, nice dodge there on the Stalker, but Medivacs into the main base. Not quite prepared for that, was a bit busy dealing with the long Widow Mine there. Only losing 3 probes though, miraculously, and you know what, gets 2 fairly full Medivacs, so I guess that is something. Definitely still Gumi, or sorry, not Gumi, oh, Cure in a favorable position here. Oh right, yeah, the predictions. I completely forgot about them. We'll do another one then. I'll give points then as well. Alright, multi-pronged harassment from Cure. Definitely pulling away the army of Zoun here. Could be a good opening for either a 4th or a natural base, or even a 3rd base to be in a lot of trouble here. The army of Cure wisely backs out of there. Playing this beautifully. 16 probes killed off right now. Back into the ace with that bunker there. Might be able to hold. Will he be able to hold? Watch out for those Widow Mines shooting his own SCVs there. Those Colossi here make a bit of an interesting one. How many Marauders are we on? 16! That is so many Marauders. The amount of time I've seen people like Maru take out a Colossus with 3 Marauders makes me definitely worry here in this situation. You could have 6 Marauders on each... No, wait, is that right? Yeah, you could have 6 Marauders on each of those Colossi. Pandemonium everywhere across the map. But... you know, quite a supply lead here for Kjur. He's still marching towards new bases of Zoun. More medevacs into the main base. Things are falling apart. Zoun is sending a detachment that just couldn't win that fight. GG is called. Kjur takes game number 1. Starting things off with the Phoenix. It's definitely the safer approach. It's going to be a bit more relaxed on his aggression then, I assume. 3 Adepts seems to be sufficient to defend against this, as yes sir, no probes are lost during that. Where did the Hellion go, I wonder? I guess it got self-destructed by the Reaper grenade, so it's not showing up. That's funny. I mean, it's there, the 100 minerals are there, but yeah, I guess it's, because it was self-harm, it doesn't show. Phoenix showing how harassment is done. Got himself a SCV there. Singular SCV. But his Phoenix numbers are going to be growing. You're aware of the Phoenix now, so I'm wondering what that is going to be doing to his play here. Whether he's gonna change it up a little bit, go more heavy into Marines, or if he's gonna stick to this very heavy Marauder composition. It does add the 2 barracks back to the tech labs. Could just be for the upgrades, however. I'm seeing 4 Marines on the production right now, so... it does appear that his army composition will be slightly different as it was the previous game. And we'll be having those Colossi, of course, once again raining on the battlefield as well. Another thing of note is that we do not have the Raven either. Because Kjur apparently opened with Widow Mines, hoping to be able to get aggressive and most likely rethinking those options right now with the Phoenix out and about. Talking about which, most likely gonna pick up a Widow Mine here. Maybe. Okay, no, just wanna keep the observer fact hidden for the time being. We may have gotten spotted there. No, it didn't. Okay, Kjur going just for a full walkout into the map. 2 Marauders in the back. The only 2 available actually getting caught by the Phoenix. So they won't be joining the fight. So that Colossus here, definitely going to be the playmaker, hopefully, for Zoun. Where did he go with his Phoenix? There they are. He did recall. Scan in between these 2 bases. Alright, yeah, that is not that many Protoss units right now. Needs to have these Phoenix there. Looking for the tail end of the army, or perhaps reinforcements loosely coming in. He's having a rough time at it so far. Both of these players, really, it feels like. Could, of course, hop over those mineral patches as well if he really wants to with the medevacs, but probably not a smart idea right now. Okay, catches one of the Phoenix. Alright, I think Zoun is gonna be able to survive quite easily here. Keep himself on a high economy, and that could bode well for him for the later part of this game. Don't think he's necessarily ahead, but he's definitely not behind. His army supply is still a little bit lacking behind the one of Kjur. But with defender's advantage here, that should be negligible. I feel like this would have been a very good base for Zoun to try and take as well. It is closer to the airspace of Kure, so easier for Medivacs to fly in there. But you have the Phoenix. You could just use to patrol those areas. Might bind the Phoenix a bit too much to that side of the map though, perhaps? I don't know. Didn't want to constrict his units in that way. Okay, 2 batches of army here. Pretty solid rock of Protoss right now to have these Terran waters flush up against, at least for one side. That's the scary part about this strategy, of course, where Kure is going to be coming in from multiple angles. And just wash away wherever Zoun is too strong for him. Setting up a Widow Mine here, quite nice as well. It's going to delay any attempts to take that base. Already has Ghost. Zoun still busy making Archons. Only on 3 Archons, but it is quite a majority of his army here. As it looks like he will be going mostly for the Charge Lord Archon composition behind these Colossi. The Ghost Widowmine could just absolutely ruin that. Together with the Vikings there as well. Yeah, Kure definitely getting a really strong army to fight Zoun with. The EMPs could whiff. They could be massive. The army of Zoun could be in a way positioned where it's just impossible to get great EMPs, but oh, I don't think this is the way to do that. Alright, let's see. Not that many EMPs landing just quite yet. Now only going into the Zealots, hitting the Archons in the further groups. Okay. Still moving forwards. Those Archons getting quite low. I think Zoun may want to consider moving backwards, but he has the Colossi range advantage, which he likes to try and utilize here. It looks like keeping his main army more so with these Colossi. Oh, another Archon does go down. Popping in more Zealots. So I'm gonna try to push into the 3rd base. Oh, but the SCVs got pulled. Big EMPs landing. There's not enough Vikings perhaps in the sky to really deal with the Colossi, but the Marauders on the ground seemingly staying alive quite decently. Together with still Ghost and Marines there. Pickup micro is going to have to be massive here. Oh my, I don't think there is anyone that can micro his way out of that situation. One singular disruptor here, perhaps in trouble or perhaps brilliantly placed. Oh dear, it got spotted. That was a short-lived life for that disruptor. 74 army supply now for Kure, running down the door of Zoun. With only 43, has another disruptor, has shields, batteries, as well as cannons here. Could potentially make something work. Never mind, that shield battery is gone now. Disruptor. Oh, Disruptor doesn't make its connection either. Another massive EMP lands. As Zoun struggles to find a good way to approach the combat here. Losing the Colossus. Disruptor about ready to shoot again. There's enough bio here to just run forwards on top of it. GG is called. Kure takes the best of 3 in a 2-0 fashion.